Hey everyone, and welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're pulling back the curtain on something that's quietly reshaping almost every interaction you have with companies.
hmm
I'm talking about generative AI and this, well, truly transformative concept known as total experience, or TX.
Right.
It's about to fundamentally alter how you interact with companies, from getting customer service to using the tools for your daily work
Yeah.
and even just navigating an app on your phone. It's huge.
It's an absolutely fascinating moment because generative AI, or GenAI as we'll probably call it, has truly hit an inflection point. This isn't just about futuristic concepts or, proof of concept projects anymore.
Right, it feels real now.
Exactly. We're seeing enterprise spending absolutely skyrocket. I mean, think about this. From a cool $2.3 billion in 2023, it's projected to jump to a staggering $13.8 billion this year.
Wow.
That's a six-fold increase in just 12 months. It tells you this isn't just lab experimentation. Companies are putting serious money down because they're seeing real, tangible returns.
Yeah.
In fact, 74% are already reporting positive ROI, and a remarkable 68% are planning $50 million plus investments for 2025. This isn't hype. It's a profound shift from experimentation to full-scale deployment.
So our mission today is to truly unpack what total experience is, how generative AI is not just supporting this revolution, but actively fueling it.
Yeah, it's the engine.
Right. We're going to walk you through some real-world examples you might already be touching without realizing it, map out the strategic roadmap companies are following to make this happen, and critically explore the significant risks and ethical considerations involved. Ultimately, we want to help you understand what all this means for you, whether you're trying to get a quick answer from customer service, an employee aiming for more efficiency, or just someone inherently curious about the future of technology.
And we'll delve into how this integrated approach is designed to create truly seamless, consistent interactions across every single touch point. It's built on the profound recognition that the experiences of customers, employees, and users are not isolated. They are deeply interconnected and mutually influential.
They feed each other.
Precisely. And this integrated perspective raises an important question right from the start. How can organizations ensure that as they wholeheartedly embrace this incredibly powerful technology, they also safeguard trust, maintain transparency,
Right.
and genuinely put people at the center of everything they do? That balance is critical.
Absolutely. Okay, so before we dive deeper into the AI piece, let's really nail down what total experience actually is. For those of you already deeply immersed in the world of customer and employee experience, you're familiar with CX and EX.
Right.
But total experience isn't just bundling them, it's recognizing their profound interdependence, isn't it? It's a strategic shift away from thinking in silos.
Exactly. Total experience isn't just another buzzword, It's an integrated business strategy designed to unify customer experience, or CX, employee experience, or EX, user experience, or UX, and multi-experience, or MX, into one cohesive framework.
Okay.
The core objective here is to optimize overall business outcomes by creating superior, interconnected experiences for all stakeholders. And importantly, it's fundamentally people-centric, not technology first.
Right, the tech serves the people.
Correct. Historically, different departments handled these experiences in isolation: customer service for customers, HR for employees, product teams for users. But TX acknowledges that these are all linked, flowing into each other and impacting the whole business.
I think we can all intuitively grasp that. Like, a happy employee tends to deliver better customer service. It just makes sense. But let's make it concrete. What's the biggest blind spot companies have when they don't acknowledge this deep link, this intricate web?
That's a crucial question. The biggest blind spot is failing to see how internal friction directly translates to external friction. For instance, imagine an employee, maybe in customer support, who has to wrestle daily with clunky, outdated internal software.
Oh, yeah, we've all been there maybe.
Right. That's a poor employee experience right there. That frustration, that inefficiency doesn't just stay with the employee. It directly bleeds into their customer interactions, leading to slow, frustrating customer service. Now, that's a poor customer experience.
Okay, direct link.
Definitely. Similarly, if a company's mobile app is confusing and difficult to navigate, a poor user experience, it impacts both the customer trying to make a purchase and the employee who later has to troubleshoot issues related to that confusing app. TX mandates breaking down those traditional organizational silos precisely because it recognizes this intricate, often invisible flow of experience.
It's about seeing the entire system as one rather than, disconnected parts. So let's talk about those four pillars. customer experience, employee experience, user experience, and multi-experience. For our audience who already follows this topic, what's the TX lens on each of these beyond their traditional definitions? How are they redefined or interconnected in this new framework?
That's a great way to frame it. Let's start with customer experience, or CX.
Mm.
In the TX context, CX moves beyond simply tracking satisfaction metrics for individual transactions. It's about understanding and actively shaping the entire customer journey.
The whole thing.
The whole thing, yeah. From the very first brand touchpoint to long-term loyalty and advocacy. The TX lens means recognizing that true customer loyalty isn't just built on a good product, but on an emotional connection forged through consistently positive, personalized interactions, which are often enabled by strong internal operations.
Got it. And then employee experience, EUSX. We often hear about employee engagement, but TX seems to take that much further.
Absolutely. Employee experience, EX, under the TX umbrella, is about the full life cycle of an employee, but critically, it emphasizes how their daily tools, information access, and overall environment directly enable or hinder their ability to deliver on the customer promise.
Ah, the tools are key.
Exactly. It's about cultivating an empowering work environment, yes, but specifically one that equips employees with the right tools and information to be highly productive and deliver exceptional service. It's the internal engine that powers the external experience.
So if an employee is struggling with a clunky system, that's not just an HR problem, it's a customer problem. How about user experience, UX?
Precisely. User experience UX, when viewed through the TX lens, becomes the bridge between employees and customers. It's about the quality of interaction with a specific product or digital interface, focusing on ease of use, efficiency, and satisfaction. But in TX, UX isn't just about building a beautiful app. It's about designing interfaces that are so intuitive they reduce the load on customer service, and so efficient they empower employees. It's about frictionless, intuitive pathways that serve both internal and external users.
Making life easier for everyone involved.
Right.
And that leads us to multi-experience MX, which really sounds like the connective tissue for all of this.
That's spot on. Multi-experience MX is about ensuring absolute consistency and seamlessness across all digital touchpoints. Whether you're on a website, a mobile app, talking to a chatbot, or even experiencing something in augmented reality.
Like VR or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
MX ensures that the context of your interaction is preserved, and the experience feels like one continuous, unified journey. It's the strategic glue that makes sure that even if you switch devices or channels, the company understands who you are and what you're trying to do, eliminating the frustration of repeating yourself.
Oh, that's huge. No more starting over.
Hopefully not.
So it's about creating a truly smooth journey, no matter how you're interacting with a company, whether you're buying something, working there, or just using their app. This sounds like a strategic shift, but the sources emphasize the symbiotic relationship, especially between EX and CX. Why is EX often referred to as the new CX? What's the non-obvious consequence of this deep link?
That's the profound insight TX offers. It's not just corporate speak, it's a foundational truth. A great customer experience is fundamentally built upon the foundation of a great employee experience.
Right.
The non-obvious consequence is that companies now need to start thinking about their internal IT systems, their HR processes, and their employee training with the exact same rigor, the same user-centric design principles that they apply to their customer-facing apps.
Okay, so internal tools get the same love as the shiny customer app.
They have to. If your employees are struggling with inefficient tools or convoluted processes, they simply cannot consistently deliver the exceptional, empathetic service that builds strong customer loyalty.
So it's not just about keeping employees happy for retention. It's a direct lever for customer satisfaction and even revenue.
Exactly. Empirical evidence supports this, showing that organizations adept at delivering a comprehensive TX strategy are predicted to outperform their competitors by a remarkable 25% in satisfaction metrics for both customer and employee experiences.
Wow, 25%.
It's significant. Historically, departments responsible for CX, EX, and UX operated in functional silos, each with its own budget and tech stack. This separation created blind spots and systemic friction. TX mandates the integration of these disciplines, not just philosophically, but operationally, often through shared technology platforms and unified data ecosystems.
Give us another example of how this integration plays out in the real world. Like, where does it break down without TX?
Okay, think about a frustratingly convoluted product return policy. This is a classic TX failure that spans experiences. It frustrates the customer trying to navigate the process. That's a clear CX issue.
Right, happens all the time.
But it simultaneously stresses the customer service agent, who must enforce those confusing rules, often with inadequate tools or conflicting information. That's an undeniable EX issue.
Okay, yeah, the agent's caught in the middle.
Exactly. This shared point of friction can only be effectively diagnosed and resolved when CX and EX teams and their data are brought together. They need to analyze it holistically. So for you, as a customer, remember that the smoothness of your experience often starts with how well-equipped, informed, and frankly, how happy the person on the other end is.
That's a great point. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. We've talked about the TX vision, this integrated approach, but generative AI is not just an add-on. It feels like the engine that can truly power this entire TX vision. It's the force multiplier.
That's absolutely right. GenAI provides unprecedented capabilities for personalization, automation, and real-time adaptation across all experience touchpoints. It fundamentally reshapes and unifies the four pillars of TX by automating content creation, providing intelligent assistance, and personalizing interactions at an unprecedented scale.
So it's the tech that makes the TX dream possible, in a way.
It really is. It's the technological engine required to break down those deep-seated silos and finally create the seamless, interconnected experiences that total experience promises.
Let's start with what most of us think about first when we hear about AI, how it's changing how companies serve us, the customer. What's happening in CX?
In customer experience, GenAI revolutionizes things through what's being called hyper-personalization at scale. This goes far beyond traditional personalization. We're not just talking about putting your name in an email.
Yeah, more than just dear first name.
Exactly. GenAI analyzes a customer's entire interaction history, their browsing patterns, chat transcripts, even their sentiment from previous conversations, to craft uniquely tailored experiences in real time. It's about individualized communications, dynamic product recommendations, and even website layouts that truly anticipate your needs, almost before you even know them yourself.
Okay, that sounds powerful. Can you give us a real-world example of this level of personalization in action?
Klarna, the fintech company, offers a truly compelling case study here. They launched a shopping assistant powered by ChatGPT, and their GenAI agent now handles a staggering 75% of all customer interactions.
75%.
Yes, 75%. That's 2.3 million conversations. What's incredible is that this hasn't just improved efficiency, it's dramatically reduced response times from 11 minutes down to just 2 minutes.
Wow.
Operates flawlessly in 35 languages, and achieves satisfaction scores that match human agents.
Match human agents. That's impressive.
It is. And this doesn't just save money, it's generating $40 million in annual profit potential and has actually doubled conversion rates with its conversational product recommendations. It's a perfect blend of efficiency and revenue generation.
That's incredible. So it's also revolutionizing customer service, right? Both for us, the customers seeking help, and for the agents providing it.
Exactly. GenAI is transforming customer service across two primary fronts: intelligent self-service and human agent augmentation.
Okay, let's break this down. Self-service first.
For intelligent self-service, AI-driven chatbots and virtual assistants can now handle a high volume of complex multi-step inquiries 247, unlike older rigid chatbots that just followed pre-programmed scripts.
The really frustrating ones.
Yes. These new GenAI assistants understand natural conversational language, maintain context throughout an interaction, and provide instant, accurate responses. This significantly reduces customer wait times and, hopefully, frustration.
So it's truly like talking to a genuinely smart assistant, not just, punching keywords into a search bar hoping for the best.
Precisely. Mercedes-Benz, for example, has processed over 1 million customer interactions through their virtual assistant in the U.S. alone, allowing customers to use natural language to schedule test drives seamlessly.
Nice.
Similarly, ING Bank reduced 16,500 weekly human intervention inquiries by deploying GenAI customer assistants for its 37 million customers across 10 markets. These implementations show how GenAI creates seamless, efficient customer journeys while also dramatically reducing operational costs.
And for the human agents who are still involved, how does GenAI help them? Are they suddenly less stressed? Is their job easier?
Absolutely. That's the goal of augmentation. For issues that still require human intervention, GenAI acts as an indispensable co-pilot, fundamentally changing the agent's day-to-day work.
A co-pilot. I like that.
Yeah, these agent assist tools can instantly summarize a customer's entire history and the context of the current issue, eliminating the need for the customer to repeat information, which is a massive source of frustration for customers, right?
Oh, definitely. The number one complaint.
Exactly. The AI can also provide real-time suggestions for troubleshooting steps, search vast knowledge bases for relevant information in seconds, and even draft empathetic, on-brand responses for the agent to review and send.
So it preps the answer for them.
It does, or provides the key info. This augmentation dramatically improves key metrics like first call resolution and, yes, significantly reduces agent workload and stress. One study even found a 25% decline in customers requesting to speak with a manager when agents use GenAI assistants,
Ah, that's telling.
which is a clear indicator of improved satisfaction and faster problem resolution because the agents are simply better equipped.
That's a huge win for both sides. Customers get faster, better service, and agents feel more capable and less burned out. What about content and commerce? We're seeing AI generating text and images everywhere now. How does that impact the customer experience?
Well, GenAI is also driving AI-driven content and commerce. It fundamentally streamlines the creation of all the content that shapes the customer experience.
Hmm.
This means automating personalized marketing materials, from hyper-tailored email campaigns to social media posts and product descriptions,
Right.
ensuring a consistent tone and brand voice across all channels, even globally. L'Oreal, for example, has successfully implemented this, using GenAI to generate localized product copy in over 25 languages.
25 languages.
Yeah, and this isn't just a translation tool. It adapts the messaging to local cultural nuances, an initiative that contributed to an impressive 22% increase in conversion rates.
Oh, so it understands culture too.
To a degree, yes. This shows how AI helps companies communicate consistently and effectively on a global scale, making every message feel personal and relevant.
But it's not just about the external customer, as we keep saying with TX. GenAI is also making huge waves internally, transforming the employee experience. How is it changing how people actually work day to day?
The same GenAI capabilities that transform the customer experience are being turned inward to revolutionize the employee experience. By augmenting the workforce, streamlining internal processes, and personalizing the employee journey, GenAI is creating a more productive, engaged, and empowered workforce, which, as we discussed, is the essential foundation for a truly successful TX strategy.
So it's creating an AI-augmented workforce. What does that actually look like for an employee sitting at their desk trying to get their job done?
GenAI is rapidly becoming a thought partner and productivity multiplier for employees across all functions. It empowers them by removing informational barriers and automating mundane tasks, allowing them to focus on more strategic and creative work.
Getting rid of the grunt work. Essentially, yes. A key application is the provision of on-demand knowledge. Imagine AI-powered internal assistants and unified knowledge hubs, providing employees with instant access to information from across the entire enterprise, from complex HR policies to detailed technical product documentation, all through simple, natural language queries. So no more desperately searching through shared drives for that obscure HR policy document from 2017, or bugging poor Sarah from accounting for the 10th time for something that should be readily available. That sounds liberating.
Exactly. This effectively breaks down historical data silos and democratizes expertise. For example, Staples deployed Scout, an internal GenAI assistant trained on all their policies, processes, and product information.
Scout, okay.
Now, store associates can ask Scout questions and instantly get answers about inventory levels, complicated return policies, or detailed product specs, enabling them to serve in-store customers faster and with much greater confidence. This directly boosts employee productivity and job satisfaction, which then translates into better, faster service for customers. Direct EX to CX link right there.
That's a very clear link.
Yeah.
What about other productivity gains? Beyond just finding information, are we talking email drafting, meeting summaries?
Absolutely. GenAI drives significant productivity gains by automating routine and time-consuming tasks. It can generate concise summaries of long meetings, draft professional emails and reports, and analyze large data sets, freeing up valuable employee time for more complex, impactful work.
Okay, give me an example.
Morgan Stanley's debrief tool, for instance, automatically transcribes and summarizes client meetings for financial advisors, reducing investment brief preparation time from 9 hours to a mere 30 minutes.
9 hours to 30 minutes. That's transformative.
It really is. Think about that time saving. The Bank of Queensland reports that 70% of their Copilot users are saving 2.5 to 5 hours per week. Telkomsel, an Indonesian telecom giant, increased self-service interactions from 19% to 45%, reducing daily call volume from 8,000 to just 1,000. These are substantial gains that directly translate to efficiency and cost savings.
And what about upskilling new workers or helping less experienced employees get up to speed faster? That's a constant challenge for many organizations, isn't it?
This is one of the most exciting aspects, I think. Critically, research from MIT and Stanford has shown that GenAI tools have the most profound productivity impact on new or lower-skilled workers.
Really? More for them.
Yes, disproportionately so. These tools act as powerful, personalized tutors, dramatically accelerating the time it takes for new hires to reach proficiency. One study of customer support agents found that those with only 2 months of experience who used a GenAI assistant performed on par with agents who had 6 months of experience but no AI tool.
Wow, so it closes the experience gap faster.
It does. This suggests GenAI can act as a great equalizer, upskilling the workforce from the bottom up and flattening learning curves across the organization.
Beyond daily tasks, how is GenAI streamlining the entire employee lifecycle from hiring to development? Is it changing HR?
It is. GenAI is being applied to optimize core human resources functions throughout the employee journey. In recruiting and onboarding, AI can analyze a job description and a candidate's resume to automatically generate highly tailored interview questions.
Okay, smarter interviews.
Potentially. Once hired, AI-powered chatbots can guide new employees through personalized onboarding paths, providing instant answers to FAQs about company policies, accelerating their integration into the company culture. Victoria's Secret, for example, is actively exploring the use of GenAI to automate and enhance the onboarding and training of its in-store associates, ensuring brand consistency and accelerating competence.
Makes sense for retail consistency.
Definitely. For ongoing performance and development, AI offers a more data-driven and personalized approach, recommending specific training modules and career development plans based on an employee's individual performance, skills gaps, and career aspirations.
That sounds like a truly supportive and proactive work environment. And what about proactive well-being? Can AI help identify early signs of burnout before it's too late? That seems like a huge potential benefit.
Yes, it's a more forward-looking application, but a really promising one in EX involves proactive employee well-being. By analyzing anonymized communication patterns and workload data, while of course adhering to strict privacy protocols.
Right, that's crucial.
Absolutely. Predictive AI models can identify the early warning signs of potential employee burnout, such as increased overtime or subtle changes in communication sentiment. This allows HR to intervene with proactive support and resources before an employee becomes disengaged or burned out, which is an incredibly powerful tool for improving morale, retention, and overall organizational health. It's about building a more resilient workforce.
Okay, moving to the user side again. This is where our interactions with apps and devices get really smart, almost intuitive, you were saying. How is GenAI fundamentally changing user experience and multi-experience?
GenAI is enabling a truly fundamental paradigm shift in how users interact with digital products. We're moving from static, predefined experiences to dynamic, generated, and adaptive ones. This has profound implications for both user experience, UX, and the cohesive multi-experience, MX, that binds different touchpoints together.
So we're talking about generative and adaptive UI. What does that mean for the average person interacting with an app or website? Does the screen literally change for me?
Potentially, yes. The most revolutionary impact of GenAI on UX is the emergence of generative and adaptive user interfaces. This concept moves beyond the traditional model where designers create a fixed set of screens and workflows for everyone.
One size fits all.
Right. Instead, GenAI allows for the creation of interfaces that dynamically generate and adapt their layout, content, and even functionality in real time. This adaptation is based on the user's specific context, their past behavior, and their stated intent in that moment.
So the interface knows what I'm trying to do.
That's the idea. The interface is no longer a one-size-fits-all product. It is literally generated for the individual user at the moment of their need.
That's a game changer. So instead of me having to navigate through layers of menus, the app basically reads my mind and presents exactly what I need.
In essence, yes, that's the goal. For example, imagine opening a travel application. Instead of you having to search for flights and hotels, the app, powered by predictive AI, anticipates that you're planning a business trip. It proactively surfaces relevant flight options to your frequent destinations, automatically applying corporate hotel rates, all without you having to search for them.
Wow.
This means simply stating your intent or having it inferred instead of navigating complex menus, representing a massive leap forward in usability and efficiency. It's a seamless journey where the interface truly adapts to your moment.
That's incredibly efficient. And how is GenAI speeding up the actual design and development process for these apps and systems themselves? Is it helping build this stuff faster?
Absolutely. Beyond the end-user interface, GenAI tools are revolutionizing the very process of design and development, making it faster, more collaborative, and far more iterative. Designers can now leverage AI to move from a raw idea to a testable concept with unprecedented speed through rapid prototyping.
How does that work?
Well, tools like Usered and Visily can generate high-fidelity wireframes, detailed mock-ups, and even interactive multi-screen prototypes from simple inputs like a text prompt, hand-drawn sketch, or even a screenshot of an existing application.
From a sketch. Seriously.
Yes, pretty amazing. This drastically shortens development cycles and allows design teams to explore a much wider range of possibilities, gathering user feedback far earlier in the process. This acceleration extends into the development phase, with AI coding assistants like GitHub Copilot helping engineers generate, translate, and verify code, speeding up the entire pipeline.
Okay, so faster design, faster coding. And for omni-channel cohesion, making sure my experience is seamless no matter what channel I'm on, like if I start on my phone and then move to a computer or talk to a chatbot, how does AI help there?
That's multi-experience in action. A central challenge of delivering true MX is maintaining a consistent and coherent journey as a user moves between different channels. Historically, these transitions have been fraught with friction, as we discussed.
Right, the repeat yourself problem.
Exactly. GenAI helps solve this problem by creating a unified intelligence layer that sits above all channels. Because GenAI can process and summarize conversational data instantly, it can maintain the full context of an interaction seamlessly across touchpoints.
So a complex chatbot conversation started on a website about, say, a tricky technical issue can be instantly summarized and presented to a human agent during an escalation so the user never has to repeat their entire story. That sounds like a dream.
Exactly. The human agent immediately understands the customer's issue and all the steps already taken, creating a smooth, efficient handoff that eliminates customer frustration. This unified data and intelligence fabric acts as the essential connective tissue that makes a truly seamless multi-experience possible.
You mentioned this idea of a friction translator. Can you elaborate on that? How does AI connect the dots between different types of friction?
Right. The technology's capacity to process and synthesize unstructured data from a wide variety of sources, customer reviews, support chat logs, IT tickets, employee feedback surveys, enables it to function as a friction translator. It can identify systemic issues impacting both CX and EX simultaneously.
So it sees the pattern of the problem.
Precisely. And then intelligently propose unified solutions, like drafting an updated knowledge base article for customers, generating a more efficient diagnostic script for internal agents, or even creating a detailed bug report for the development team. It sees the systemic issue, not just the isolated symptom reported by one person.
So for you, the listener, it means your digital tools are not just smarter, but they're literally changing themselves to fit your needs real time and seamlessly flowing between different interaction points. It's about a future where your needs are anticipated. This must also have huge implications for how teams are structured and how knowledge is shared, right? Especially with that MIT research you mentioned.
It absolutely does. The research from MIT showing GenAI disproportionately boosts the performance of less experienced workers implies a future where institutional knowledge can be codified and distributed at scale by AI systems. This could lead to flatter, more agile team structures within organizations and potentially redefine seniority itself.
Interesting. So.
Well, the focus could shift away from simply accumulated domain knowledge because the AI can provide that, and toward higher-order skills like complex problem-solving, strategic thinking, and the critical ability to effectively partner with and direct AI systems. It's a profound shift in how we think about expertise and collaboration within teams.
Okay, so we've seen how GenAI impacts each pillar, CX, EX, UX, MX. Now let's talk about how it all comes together in a continuous loop, something often referred to as the TXAI flywheel. It sounds like a perpetual motion machine for improvement.
It truly can be, if implemented strategically. The TXAI flywheel is a model that illustrates the self-reinforcing momentum created when generative AI is applied holistically across the entire total experience framework. It moves beyond linear thinking to show how integrated experiences create a continuous cycle of improvement, spiraling upwards.
Okay, a spiral of improvement. How does it work? What are the stages?
The flywheel operates in a 5-stage sequence, and it really kicks off with an initial push, a starting point to get the momentum going.
What's that initial crucial push? Where does the momentum begin?
The cycle is most effectively initiated by empowering employees, EX. This means strategically deploying GenAI tools internally first. Make the workforce more efficient, more knowledgeable, and more engaged.
So start inside.
Yes. Think AI co-pilots for daily tasks, on-demand knowledge engines that answer questions instantly, and automation of repetitive burdens. This is the first crucial step that generates internal efficiencies and sets the flywheel in motion. When employees are happier and more effective, everything else follows more easily.
So once that initial momentum from employee empowerment is built, where does the flywheel naturally take us next? Stage two.
Stage 2 is to elevate customer and user interactions, CX/UX. Empowered, well-equipped employees naturally deliver a superior experience. Service interactions become faster, more empathetic, and more effective because the agents have the tools they need
Right, the EX feeds the CX.
directly. And products and digital interfaces designed and supported by these augmented teams become more intuitive, more responsive, and more personalized to user needs. It's a direct flow-through effect from internal capability to external experience.
And that, I'm guessing, leads directly to business results. Stage three.
Precisely. Stage 3 is to drive business outcomes. This superior, seamless experience translates directly into tangible, measurable business results. Customer satisfaction and loyalty naturally increase, leading to higher customer retention, greater lifetime value, and increased revenue.
And lower costs, too, presumably.
Simultaneously, yes. Operational costs decrease as internal efficiencies are gained from stage 1, and better external interactions reduce rework or support load. It's a win-win for both the people involved and the balance sheet.
What happens with all that data generated from these elevated interactions in stages 2 and 3? That must be a treasure trove.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
Stage 4 is to capture and analyze unified data. Every single interaction, whether it's a customer chatbot conversation, an employee help desk ticket, a user's click path on an app, or feedback from a new onboarding experience, generates valuable data.
Okay.
In a true TX model, this data is collected into a unified ecosystem, breaking down the traditional silos that used to exist between customer data platforms and internal operational systems. It's a single source of truth, ideally.
And the final stage closes the loop, continuously feeding back into the system. That's stage 5.
Correct. Stage 5 is to reinvest insights, creating that powerful feedback loop. GenAI's analytical power truly accelerates the flywheel here. It's used to analyze this vast, unified data set of structured and unstructured information.
Finding patterns.
Exactly. It identifies hidden patterns, surfaces shared friction points across experiences, and generates actionable insights. These insights are then used to reinvest in the cycle, to develop even better employee tools, back to stage 1, refine product features based on real-world usage, stage 2, and craft even more personalized customer journeys, stage 2 again, thus starting the cycle again with greater momentum and intelligence. It's a never-ending cycle of improvement.
This isn't just theory. Companies are already making this flywheel spin for real. Let's look at some examples. How is Morgan Stanley putting this into practice in wealth management? They seem like a good case.
They are. Morgan Stanley, in their wealth management division, had a clear objective: deepen client relationships through expert advice. They started by strategically empowering employees. EX, that was their push.
How?
They deployed AI at Morgan Stanley Debrief, which is an internal-facing GenAI assistant. This tool records, transcribes, and creates concise summaries of client calls, automatically drafts follow-up emails, and updates client records in their CRM system, Salesforce. This directly addressed a major administrative pain point for their financial advisors.
The paperwork.
Exactly. Reducing investment brief preparation time from, as we said, 9 hours to just 30 minutes.
So less admin for advisors, more time and mental energy for clients. How did that directly elevate the customer experience, stage 2?
Well, by automating these time-consuming, mentally draining tasks, the GenAI tool freed advisors to be fully present and engaged during client meetings. They could focus on deeply listening to client needs and providing strategic advice rather than frantically taking notes.
Ah, better focus.
Right. The AI also provided them with deep insights, gleaned from the firm's vast repository of research and data, making them better prepared and more effective counselors. This directly elevated customer interactions, CX, because the advisors were more informed, present, and strategic.
And the ultimate business outcome, stage 3.
This superior client meeting experience led directly to greater client trust, satisfaction, and ultimately higher asset retention, significant business outcomes for Morgan Stanley. And the data from these summarized interactions, stage 4, is then continuously used to further train and refine the AI models, stage 5, enabling them to surface even more relevant insights and trends in the future. This fuels the reinvestment of insights, accelerating the flywheel for future client engagements.
That's a textbook example of EX leading to CX and then to business results, closing the loop. What about L'Oreal? How are they using this flywheel? Different industry, different approach.
A bit different starting point. L'Oreal, as a global beauty leader, faces the dual challenge of rapidly innovating its product lines while delivering hyper-personalized experiences across diverse markets. They started by strategically elevating customer interactions, UX/CX. That was their initial focus.
So customer-facing first, what did they do?
They invested heavily in customer-facing GenAI, launching sophisticated virtual try-on tools for makeup and hair color, and AI-powered beauty assistants that provide incredibly personalized product recommendations. They also leveraged GenAI to generate localized marketing content and product descriptions in over 25 languages, ensuring both brand consistency and deep cultural relevance.
And how did that empower their employees and close the loop? Where did the EX part come in?
The rich data and insights generated by these customer interactions, stage 4, are fed directly back to internal teams. The same AI platforms are then used by product development and marketing teams. They use it to brainstorm new product formulas, analyze emerging consumer trends from social media and customer reviews in real time, and even virtually test new product concepts before ever producing a physical prototype.
So the AI informs the R&D.
Exactly. This powerfully empowered employees, EX, stage 1 in their loop, by breaking down traditional silos between R&D, marketing, and sales, fostering a more agile and data-driven culture of co-creation.
So the customer insights directly fuel internal innovation. That's a perfect feedback loop, just starting from a different place.
It is. A compelling virtual try-on experience not only led to higher conversion rates, a substantial 22% lift, which is a significant business outcome, stage 3, but also generated invaluable data on consumer preferences, needs, and emerging trends. GAI analyzes this data to provide actionable insights to the product teams, effectively reinvesting insights, stage 5, and accelerating the development of new products that are already validated by real-world market demand, ensuring the next product cycle is even more successful.
Finally, let's look at Klarna and Expedia. How do they exemplify this TX AI flywheel? They seem focused on simplifying things.
Yes, both Klarna in fintech and e-commerce and Expedia in travel operate in industries characterized by complex, often high-friction decision-making processes for consumers. Their objective was to radically simplify the user journey for discovery and planning.
So where did they start the flywheel?
They started by powerfully elevating customer interactions, CX/UX, stage 2, launching advanced conversational assistants powered by OpenAI's technology within their apps. This allows users to bypass complex filters and search forms and instead use natural language to describe their needs. Find me a flight to Rome for 3 days in October for under $500.
Ah, conversational search.
Right. The AI then responds with curated, interactive itineraries, transforming the user experience from a tedious search to an intuitive conversation.
And how does that translate into employee empowerment, stage 1 for them?
Well, these highly effective conversational assistants deflect a significant volume of routine pre-purchase and planning queries that would otherwise go to human support agents. This directly empowers employees, EX, by substantially reducing the agent's workload, freeing them to handle more complex post-booking issues or highly emotional customer interactions that truly require human empathy and problem-solving.
So agents handle the tougher stuff.
Right. Furthermore, the anonymized data from these millions of conversational queries, stage 4, provides an unprecedented real-time fire hose of consumer intent data to internal marketing, merchandising, and strategy teams.
And the business results from this, stage 3.
The seamless conversational search leads directly to higher booking and conversion rates, driving significant business outcomes. The data from these conversations, stage 4, is then used to inform inventory management, refine partnership strategies, and create more targeted marketing campaigns. Crucially, this data is also used to continuously refine the AI models themselves, stage 5, enabling them to provide even better recommendations and insights in the future, thus powerfully reinvesting insights into the flywheel.
What's clear here is that success often starts with a targeted solution to a specific pain point, then builds out from there. It's not a big bang, but a series of strategic pushes, like you said.
You've hit on the key point. These cases reveal a common pattern. The most successful applications of GenAI for total experience do not begin with ambitious, boil-the-ocean projects attempting to transform everything at once.
That sounds doomed to fail.
It often is.
Yeah.
Instead, they align perfectly with the recommendation to start small by applying the TX lens to a single, well-defined customer or employee journey. They identify a point of high friction, like the administrative burden on financial advisors at Morgan Stanley, and apply a targeted GenAI solution to solve that specific problem. The momentum, the invaluable data, and the clear business case generated from this initial focused win then provide the organizational energy and justification to tackle the next adjacent problem, gradually building out the flywheel one strategic push at a time. It's an iterative, measured climb.
Okay, that makes sense. Start focused, build momentum. So, given all this potential, how do organizations actually put this into practice? It's clearly not just flipping a switch. What's the roadmap?
You're absolutely right. Successfully integrating generative AI into a total experience strategy is a significant business transformation that requires careful planning, deep cross-functional collaboration, and a phased, iterative approach. Rushing this without a solid roadmap is a recipe for failure and can actually damage trust. There are 4 key phases that companies typically follow.
Let's start with phase one, strategy and foundation. What does that entail? Laying the groundwork.
Exactly. This initial phase is about establishing a clear vision and ensuring the organization is truly prepared. First and foremost, you must define clear use cases and objectives. The implementation must be driven by genuine business needs, not just technology hype.
Right, solve a real problem.
Precisely. This means pinpointing specific high-value business challenges that GenAI can realistically solve and linking each potential use case directly to a measurable key performance indicator, or KPI. Are you aiming to reduce customer service costs by 15%, increase sales conversion by 5%, improve employee retention by 10%? Every AI project needs a clear purpose and quantifiable success metrics from the outset.
And then assessing readiness, which seems like it could be a major stumbling block for many organizations. Are we really ready for this?
It absolutely can be. Second, you need to assess organizational readiness. Before committing significant resources, leaders must conduct an honest, clear-eyed assessment of the organization's current maturity across 3 crucial domains: its people, its processes, and its existing technology platforms.
Okay, people, process, tech.
Right. This involves evaluating the state of existing data infrastructure. Is it clean, accessible, and integrated? What's your current tech stack compatibility? And critically, what's your in-house AI expertise? Overestimating readiness is a significant risk that can lead to project stalling due to messy data, poor integrations, or a workforce that isn't equipped or willing to adopt AI tools.
And bringing everyone together, not just the tech teams, that seems vital for TX.
Precisely. Third, you need to build a cross-functional TX team. A successful TX AI initiative cannot be owned solely by IT or solely by HR or solely by customer service. Success hinges on deep, continuous collaboration across the entire enterprise.
Got to break those silos.
You do. It's crucial to establish a formal steering group or a dedicated center of excellence with leaders from IT, key business units, HR, legal, and compliance. This body will be responsible for setting the overarching strategy, prioritizing use cases, allocating resources, and making critical decisions about risk and governance, ensuring enterprise-wide alignment and preventing departmental turf wars.
Okay, solid foundation. Once that is firmly set, we move to phase two, technology and data enablement, building the pipes.
Pretty much. The focus shifts to building the actual technological and data infrastructure that will power your GenAI initiatives. The first key decision here is develop or partner, often colloquially called the build versus buy decision.
Right, make it ourselves or use someone else's.
Essentially, organizations must decide whether to use off-the-shelf public models like those from OpenAI, Anthropic, or Meta, whether to engage in prompt engineering and fine-tuning with existing models, or whether to build fully custom proprietary models from the ground up. The choice depends heavily on internal resources, project timelines, and the level of customization needed, though for many organizations, a hybrid approach proves to be the most common and practical path.
This sounds like data quality would be absolutely critical. We've heard the phrase garbage in, garbage out applied to AI forever, and it feels more relevant than ever here.
It is, and this is arguably the most critical and often most underestimated step. Prioritize data quality, adhering to that garbage in, garbage out G.I. Joe principle. The performance and reliability of any generative AI system are fundamentally limited by the quality and relevance of the data it is trained on and the data it accesses.
So bad data means bad AI results.
Absolutely. Before connecting any AI to your enterprise data, that data must be thoroughly cleaned, meticulously organized, accurately labeled, and unified across disparate systems. A GenAI initiative simply must be preceded by or run in parallel with a robust knowledge management and data governance initiative. Without clean data, your AI will be confidently wrong, which is maybe the worst outcome.
Confidently wrong. Yeah, that's dangerous. And finally, a unified knowledge base, which sounds like the central nervous system for all this internal info.
Yes, the last piece in this phase is to create a unified knowledge hub. To avoid recreating data silos in the AI era, it's imperative to establish a central knowledge hub that serves as a single source of truth for the entire enterprise. This hub unifies content management, access controls, natural language search capabilities, and conversational assistance.
And you mentioned something about bring your own bot.
Right. Critically, this hub should be built on a bring your own bot, BYOB architecture. Think of it like having a smart home system where you can choose between Google Assistant, Alexa, or Siri, depending on your preference, rather than being stuck with just one.
Ah, okay. Flexibility.
Exactly. That's what BYOB does for companies. It lets them plug in different large language models from various vendors, preventing them from being locked into a single technology provider and giving them flexibility as the market evolves.
Smart. Okay, next, phase 3. Pilot, iterate, and scale. This is where the rubber meets the road, and companies start seeing real-world impact, right? Testing it out.
It is. This phase is all about careful deployment and continuous learning. You must start with internal low-risk pilots. It's absolutely essential to test GenAI on internal use cases before ever deploying it in high-stakes customer-facing scenarios.
Test it on ourselves first. Makes sense.
Right. Employee-facing applications, such as an HR policy chatbot or an internal document summarizer, provide a relatively safe environment to identify and address potential issues like model hallucinations or biases without risking brand reputation, customer trust, or legal ramifications. It's your training ground.
And maintaining human oversight seems crucial, especially in those early stages. Don't just let the AI run wild immediately.
Absolutely not. You must keep humans in the loop, HITL. The philosophy here is that augmentation should always precede full automation, especially initially. Design workflows that actively incorporate human oversight, particularly in the early stages of deployment and for any sensitive use cases.
Like reviewing answers before they go out.
Exactly. For example, an AI-generated response to a customer query should always be reviewed and approved by a human agent before it's sent out. This HITL approach ensures accuracy, maintains brand alignment, and builds confidence in the system while still gaining significant efficiencies.
And then it's all about constant refinement, isn't it? Learning as you go.
Yes, the final step here is to test, learn, and analyze continuously. A big bang rollout is almost always ill-advised. Instead, adopt a continuous test and learn agenda. Deploy your pilots to limited user groups, rigorously monitor their performance against your defined KPIs, and actively gather feedback from those early users.
Listen to the users.
Always. This data is then used to analyze effectiveness, identify areas for improvement, and iteratively refine the AI models and the workflows before considering broader scaling. It's an agile, responsive process.
Finally, phase 4. Governance and adoption. How do you ensure this sticks? And how do you navigate the broader implications for the organization, including the people side?
This phase focuses on embedding the new capabilities into the organization's culture and ensuring responsible long-term use. First, you must manage change and drive adoption. The introduction of powerful AI tools can often be met with skepticism or even resistance from employees concerned about job security.
Yeah, the AI is taking my job fear.
It's real. Executive leadership must frame AI as a tool designed to enhance human capabilities, not replace them. It's critical to invest in comprehensive training and upskilling programs to equip employees for new augmented roles. And crucially, celebrate early successes loudly to build momentum and foster enthusiasm across the organization. Show the wins.
And the really critical part that we'll dive into next, establishing governance and ethical guardrails. This seems non-negotiable, especially with AI.
Indeed. You must establish governance and ethical guardrails. As AI becomes more powerful and pervasive across the enterprise, robust governance is absolutely non-negotiable. The cross-functional TX team must develop and enforce clear, enterprise-wide policies for responsible AI use.
What's that include?
This includes strict rules around data privacy, ensuring transparency with users about when they're interacting with AI, implementing robust bias detection and mitigation strategies, and protecting intellectual property. Doing this proactively builds and maintains trust with both customers and employees. It's foundational.
And measuring success holistically, because it's not just about one department anymore, right? It's total experience.
Exactly. Finally, you need to measure total experience success comprehensively. The true impact of a TX AI strategy cannot be captured by a single metric. Organizations must track a holistic, balanced scorecard of indicators that reflect the health of the entire experience ecosystem.
So, things like
This should include traditional CX metrics like customer satisfaction, CSAT, and Net Promoter Score, NPS, as well as EX metrics like employee NPS, ENPS, and employee retention rates. Plus, you'll need operational and UX metrics like user adoption rates for AI tools and resolution times for queries. This provides a true, multifaceted picture of the value created by the TX AI flywheel.
So if you're wondering how the company you work for or interact with is approaching this massive shift, these are the strategic pillars they'll likely be focusing on or should be focusing on to bring you better, more seamless experiences.
That's the roadmap for doing it right.
Okay. Of course, with such powerful, transformative technology comes significant challenges and risks. We absolutely need to talk about the potential downsides and how companies are thinking about mitigating them. This isn't all sunshine and rainbows.
Absolutely not. While generative AI promises immense transformation and competitive advantage, the path to implementation is genuinely fraught with significant risks and complex ethical challenges. Responsible stewardship of this technology is paramount. A single major failure in these areas can irrevocably damage the very trust that a total experience strategy is designed to build.
Let's start with a big one, accuracy and hallucinations. We touched on this. What's the risk there, especially when an AI is confidently wrong? That just sounds terrifying.
It is a critical concern. GenAI models are known to hallucinate, that is, to generate responses that sound incredibly plausible and are confidently worded but are factually incorrect or entirely fabricated.
Made up stuff.
Exactly. This is widely identified as the greatest operational threat because of its direct impact on trust and decision-making. In a customer service or employee support context, providing inaccurate information can lead to poor customer decisions, frustrated users, financial liability for the company, and a rapid loss of credibility. Imagine an AI chatbot confidently providing an incorrect refund policy or a faulty troubleshooting step. The consequences can be significant.
Yeah, huge liability. And how do organizations mitigate that? How do they fact-check an AI that's generating answers on the fly?
The primary technical defense against hallucinations is retrieval augmented generation, RAG. Think of it like giving the AI a very specific, verified, and updated textbook, your company's knowledge base to reference before it answers.
Grounding it in facts.
Exactly, grounding it instead of letting it just pull from its general, broad, sometimes inaccurate internet-trained knowledge. This ensures it's basing its responses in trusted, fact-checked enterprise knowledge bases rather than just plausible-sounding guesses.
So RAG helps. What else?
For sensitive use cases, this technical control must be paired with a policy of rigorous human-in-the-loop (HITL) validation, where human reviews and approves AI-generated outputs before they are finalized or acted upon. It's a two-pronged approach. Better input data via RAG and human oversight.
Okay, that makes sense. What about harmful bias? We often hear about AI systems unfortunately perpetuating societal stereotypes because of the data they're trained on.
This is another major ethical concern. Most large language models are trained on vast data sets scraped from the public internet, which unfortunately contains inherent societal biases present in human language and data.
The internet is not always a nice or fair place.
Precisely. Consequently, these models can inadvertently perpetuate and even amplify harmful stereotypes in their outputs, leading to discriminatory decisions, for example, in hiring processes, loan applications, or even customer service routing.
What's the impact there?
The impact on an organization includes discriminatory practices, significant legal risk, severe damage to the employer brand, and experiences that are non-inclusive for diverse user groups. It undermines fairness completely.
How can organizations actively work to address this and ensure fairness? Can you really de-biases in AI?
It's incredibly difficult, but you have to try. To mitigate bias, organizations must actively work to counter it by ensuring their own internal data used for fine-tuning models is as diverse and representative as possible. That helps.
Better data in?
Right. It is also critical to conduct regular systematic bias audits and testing of AI outputs to detect, measure, and then correct any emerging biases. This proactive approach should be supported by clear, enforceable governance policies that mandate fairness and equity in AI system design and deployment. It requires constant vigilance.
Okay, constant work. Next, intellectual property, IP, and data leakage. This sounds like a dual threat for companies using copyrighted stuff or leaking their own secrets.
It absolutely is. The widespread use of GenAI introduces a two-sided IP risk. First, if an AI model was inadvertently trained on copyrighted material without proper permission, the content it generates could create significant legal liabilities for the organization using it. Are you infringing copyright? By using the AI's output.
Ooh, tricky.
Very. Second, and perhaps even more pervasively, if employees input confidential or proprietary company information into public AI tools, a practice often dubbed shadow AI, that sensitive data can inadvertently be absorbed into the model's training set, effectively leaking it to a public domain.
Like employees using free chat GPT for work stuff.
Exactly. The Samsung case study, where confidential company data was inadvertently exposed by employees using public AI tools, demonstrates the real and immediate consequences. This can lead to serious legal liabilities, loss of competitive advantage, and catastrophic breaches of confidentiality.
So how do companies protect themselves against both of those risks, the incoming copyright risk and the outgoing data leak risk?
Okay, for the first risk, the copyright infringement one, organizations should strategically partner with major AI vendors who now often offer IP indemnification. They basically say, if you get sued for copyright using our outputs, we'll cover you.
Ah, insurance from the vendor.
Kind of, yes.
Yeah.
To prevent shadow AI and data leakage, it is crucial to use private, sandboxed AI instances or custom-tuned models for any work involving sensitive or proprietary data. Keep it in-house or within a secure environment.
Don't let company secrets touch public models.
Absolutely not. This must be paired with strict and clearly communicated corporate policies that explicitly forbid employees from entering any proprietary or confidential information into public-facing AI tools. Education and clear guidelines are key here.
Got it. What about cybersecurity and prompt injection? That sounds like a new, sneaky kind of attack specific to AI. How do you hack an AI?
It is indeed a novel attack vector arising from the conversational nature of GenAI. Malicious actors can use prompt injection or prompt hacking attacks, where they craft special inputs prompts designed to trick an AI system into ignoring its safety protocols.
It's like telling it to forget its rules.
Exactly. Or revealing sensitive data, or executing unintended commands such as bypassing security controls or generating harmful content. This can lead to major privacy breaches, significant reputational damage, and a loss of customer loyalty if systems are compromised.
How can that be prevented, since the AI is designed to respond to prompts? Seems hard to filter.
It is hard, but a multi-layer defense is required. This includes robust input filtering mechanisms to detect and block malicious prompts before they reach the AI model. It also involves designing strict system prompts, the initial instructions given to the AI that clearly define the model's operational boundaries and what it should never do.
Setting hard limits.
Yes. Additionally, applying the principle of least privilege is vital, limiting the AI's access only to the necessary systems and APIs it needs to function. Don't give it the keys to the kingdom. And for high-risk actions, requiring human approval as a final check is a critical safeguard.
Okay, layers of defense. Then there's privacy and data security more broadly. GenAI needs so much data, which naturally raises huge privacy concerns for individuals, right?
Yes, GenAI's reliance on vast data sets intensifies existing privacy concerns and introduces new regulatory complexities. There's an inherent risk of data leakage or the unintended exposure of personally identifiable information, PII, through AI outputs, especially if the models are not handled carefully or if the training data wasn't properly anonymized.
Then the impact.
This directly impacts the erosion of customer trust and can lead to severe regulatory noncompliance, for instance, with strict data protection laws like GDPR in Europe or similar laws emerging elsewhere. Big fines, big reputation hits.
What are the mitigation strategies there to protect individual privacy? How do we use the data without exposing people?
Organizations must implement incredibly strict data protection measures. This includes anonymizing or encrypting personal data wherever possible, restricting the AI's access only to the necessary data for its specific task, least privilege again, and ensuring full compliance with evolving regulations like GDPR.
What does GDPR require in this context?
It requires determining a lawful basis for processing personal data, ensuring transparency, and upholding data subject rights like the right to access or delete their data. It's also vital to get contractual assurances from AI model providers that any enterprise data submitted to their APIs will not be used for training their general public models. Data sovereignty and control are paramount. Keep your data yours.
Okay, that makes sense. And once again, the human element. Workforce impact and change management. How do organizations address employee fears about job displacement or the nature of their work changing so drastically?
While AI is primarily designed to augment roles, employee concerns about job security are absolutely valid and must be addressed head-on. There's research showing that, somewhat counterintuitively, 51% of heavy GenAI users are planning to leave their organizations within 3 to 6 months.
Wait, the heavy users want to leave. Why?
It highlights a very real potential for work alienation, or a perceived skills degradation from over-reliance on AI, if not managed carefully. Maybe the work becomes less engaging or they feel their unique skills aren't valued. Unaddressed, this can lead to decreased morale, significant retention issues, and a less engaged workforce.
So it's not just about replacing jobs, but redesigning them and helping employees adapt
Yeah.
and making the new work meaningful.
Exactly. The mitigation is to emphasize job redesign over job elimination. Organizations should proactively map out how employees can be elevated to new roles where their uniquely human skills like empathy, creativity, and critical judgment become even more valuable.
Focus on the human skills.
Yes. This means investing heavily in comprehensive upskilling and reskilling programs. It's also crucial to clearly communicate AI's role as an augmentation tool, not a replacement, and to design workflows where human oversight and judgment are still central. The goal is to prepare for this workforce transformation through strategic workforce planning and continuous learning, ensuring a balanced, symbiotic human-AI collaboration model where both thrive.
Okay, a partnership model. Finally, regulatory and ethical compliance. The legal landscape around AI is always changing, isn't it? It feels like a moving target for companies.
It is. The regulatory landscape is indeed evolving rapidly and globally. Jurisdictions like the European Union, with its landmark AI Act, and various states in the U.S., like Colorado and Texas, are establishing new laws that create specific obligations and liabilities for AI systems.
What are these laws demanding?
These regulations mandate transparency about AI use, establish consumer rights regarding AI-driven decisions, like the right to an explanation or human review, and assign legal liability for harms caused by AI. For example, IBM Watson for Oncology, a clinical decision support system, was famously discontinued, partly due to concerns over inaccurate recommendations, highlighting the critical importance of rigorous validation and compliance, especially in high-stakes fields.
So organizations have to constantly monitor this and build compliance into their systems from the ground up. They can't just bolt it on later.
Precisely. The cross-functional AI governance group must continuously monitor this dynamic legal landscape. Organizations should proactively adopt recognized AI risk management frameworks, such as the one developed by the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST AI RMF, to structure their governance efforts in a systematic way.
And ethical frameworks.
Yes, ethical frameworks require transparency with users, accountability, meaning clear human oversight, fairness in all decisions, and genuine user control, including easy and clear escalation paths to human agents when needed. Ultimately, it's about building AI that is trustworthy, responsible, and compliant. It's not just about following the law, it's about doing the right thing.
It's clear that trust is paramount here. A single misstep, whether it's a hallucination, bias, data leak, or ethical failing, can truly undo all the good work and investment.
Absolutely. Ultimately, responsible AI stewardship encompassing transparent practices, diligent data handling, proactive bias mitigation, and robust security becomes a core and highly visible part of an organization's brand identity. A single high-profile AI failure, such as a major data breach or a widely publicized incident of biased decision-making, can instantly shatter the confidence of both customers and employees, collapsing the very foundation of loyalty that a total experience strategy is designed to build. Reputation is everything. And in the age of AI, it's also incredibly fragile. One mistake can be fatal.
So, where is all this headed? What does the ultimate future of generative AI and total experience look like? Are we on the cusp of something truly unrecognizable in how we interact with companies?
The convergence of GenAI and TX truly marks a pivotal moment in how we interact with technology and organizations. The ultimate trajectory of this trend leads us towards what some are calling the vanishing point of experience.
The vanishing point of experience, what does that mean?
It means the conceptual boundaries that currently separate CX, EX, and UX will continue to dissolve until, in the near future, powered by a unified GenAI orchestration layer, there will simply be the experience.
Just one experience.
Yes. An employee using an internal analytics tool and a customer interacting with a public-facing support bot will both be engaging with the same core intelligence, receiving a consistent, personalized, and context-aware experience tailored precisely to their specific role and need. This represents the full, seamless realization of the TX philosophy where the lines just blur away.
That's a profound thought. The experience becoming so seamless it almost disappears into the background. Does that pose a risk to brand distinctiveness, though? How does a company differentiate itself when every interaction is perfectly tailored by AI? Seems like everyone could offer the same perfect experience.
That's a fantastic, non-obvious question. Differentiation will increasingly shift from transactional efficiency, which AI will likely perfect across the board, to the depth of authentic human connection and the unique values a brand embodies.
So how you treat people matters even more.
Exactly. Companies will differentiate through their ethical AI practices, their commitment to human-centric design, and the quality of the strategic, empathetic interactions still handled by humans. It pushes the premium onto genuine human connection and purpose beyond just smooth transactions. This evolution will also be driven by a significant shift in AI's role, from mere augmentation to full agency.
Explain that shift from augmentation to agency. What does agency mean in the context of AI? Taking action on its own.
Pretty much. The current paradigm primarily involves GenAI augmenting human tasks, helping an agent write an email, or a designer create a mockup. The next wave will feature multi-agent AI systems that possess the actual agency to collaborate with each other, to orchestrate complex end-to-end business workflows with minimal human intervention.
Like AI agents talking to each other to get stuff done.
Precisely. Imagine an AI agent taking a customer request, then autonomously coordinating with supply chain AI systems to check inventory, communicating with logistics AI to schedule delivery, and finally interacting with a finance AI to process a payment, all while keeping the customer and relevant employees informed every step. This eliminates silos and creates incredibly fluid operations.
That sounds very automated.
It is. Currently, agentic AI represents about 12% of implementations, but predictions suggest 20% of organizations will use AI to eliminate 50% or more of middle management by 2026, as these autonomous systems take over coordination tasks previously done by managers.
Wow, big workforce implications there too. And hyper-personalization, which we touched on earlier, will become the norm, not just a nice to have.
Indeed, hyper-personalization will not just be common. It will become the new standard, the table stakes. The level of personalization considered advanced today will soon seem rudimentary. Future GenAI systems will facilitate hyper-personalized experiences that are not only tailored to a user's history and preferences, but also adapt in real time to their immediate context, their goals, and even their inferred emotional state.
Reading emotions.
Potentially, yes, inferring them from language or behavior patterns. This will enable true one-to-one engagement at a scale previously unimaginable, creating deeper connections and unprecedented loyalty because the interaction truly feels uniquely made for you right now.
And all this is fueled by the massive market growth figures we mentioned earlier. The money is pouring in.
Absolutely. Market predictions indicate global GenAI spending will reach an astounding $644 billion by 2025, representing a staggering 76.4% growth.
$644 billion.
Yes. Furthermore, GenAI budgets are expected to grow 60% from 2025 to 2027, reaching 7.6% of total IT budgets. This reflects the increasing maturity and widespread adoption of the technology, with 53% of organizations now choosing to buy off-the-shelf solutions versus 47% building them from scratch.
So the buy decision is slightly winning out now.
It seems so, suggesting the market is maturing. And the intensifying competition among foundation models like OpenAI, Anthropic, and Meta's Llama 3 is also continually driving innovation and thankfully helping to reduce costs, making it more accessible.
What's truly exciting to me amidst all this tech talk is this idea that AI won't necessarily replace us, but could free us up for what humans do best: connection, creativity, and strategic thinking.
Exactly. Amid the technological sea change, the human element remains not just relevant, but more critical and valuable than ever. As AI takes over the automatable, the predictable, and the data-intensive, the value of human skills will be concentrated in areas where machines still fall short.
The human niche.
Precisely. AI will handle efficiency, calculation, and automation. Humans will be responsible for genuine empathy, complex critical thinking, nuanced ethical judgment, strategic oversight, and the building of authentic relationships. The most successful organizations of the future will be those that master this symbiotic partnership. They will use GenAI not to replace their people, but to augment their intelligence, automate their burdens, and ultimately unleash their full creative and strategic potential to forge connections that are both profoundly efficient and deeply human.
That's the ideal outcome.
It is. The convergence of GenAI and TX is a permanent shift in how value is created. Success will require a careful balance of technological advancement with human-centric design, robust ethics, and long-term sustainability. Responsible deployment will lead to competitive advantages through enhanced productivity, unwavering customer loyalty, and operational excellence, all while meticulously maintaining trust and compliance.
Wow, what a deep dive. We've truly unpacked everything today, haven't we? From the foundational elements of total experience to an incredible potential. And yes, the critical risks of generative AI. It's clearer than ever that this isn't just about adopting a new technology, it's about fundamentally rethinking how we design and experience every single interaction within an organization.
We've covered the rapid adoption and significant ROI that GenAI is bringing to total experience, its transformative power across customer, employee, user, and multi-experiences, and that self-reinforcing TXAI flywheel that drives continuous improvement. And critically, we explored the absolute necessity of robust governance and ethical frameworks to ensure trust and responsible deployment. The implications are far-reaching for how businesses operate and how every individual engages with them.
As we wrap up, here's something to ponder. If generative AI is rapidly pushing us towards that vanishing point of experience, where the lines between customer, employee, and user experiences blur into one unified intelligence, how will you prepare for a world where every interaction is uniquely tailored and anticipating your needs, yet still demands authentic human connection and ethical oversight?
And consider this. In a future where AI handles so much of the predictable and automated, how will organizations ensure that their human touch remains truly valuable, empathetic, and doesn't just become another automated response? What will truly distinguish human interaction when the machines get so good?
Lots to think about. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and stay well informed.